The version 3 of KIWI introduces a new module for data exploration called KIWI Explore. And in this video, I will give you a quick tour of this new module and discuss the general concepts that drive its design and functionality. You will be able to find detailed information about each piece of functionality offered by KIWI Explore in separate tutorials that are available in the Cognigen channel. The primary goal of the Explore module is to create and permanently store report quality plots and tables that are created for the purpose of data exploration. So you will be able to explore any data file or NumM output table that will be stored in the KIWI database. KIWI Explore can be opened from all KIWI modules except the Explore Live and Analyze modules. From the Manage module, you can open KIWI Explore by clicking on the Explore button in the toolbar from the center region. You must select first a dataset or a NumM table before clicking on this button. You can actually select between 1 and 10 NumM table or dataset in the center region. Here I will select 2 datasets before clicking and opening the Explore module. This is how the Explore module looks like. Its design is very similar to the design of the Visualize module, which is dedicated for model diagnostics. So if you're familiar with the Visualize module, you would recognize the navigation tree on the left, which summarizes the organization of the displays that you have created for any of the data sets that were open with the Explore. In the center region, we have a big display area where the plot will be displayed once you select a node of the navigation tree. The center region includes multiple tabs, one for each dataset that was open with Explore Live, Explore. And there is also another tab called All Files. This tab will display side by side the plots that were generated for each of your datasets. And so you have one column of this grid view dedicated for each dataset. So that's a great way to compare EDAs or graphs between 2 versions of a dataset or 2 different models if you're looking at a different visual or exploration of your NumM output table. KIWI Explore can create various types of EDA displays. So right now I'm showing scatter plots or line plots. You can create bar charts. You can create histograms. You can create box plots. You can create also pairwise plot matrix showing the co-distribution of a whole series of continuous and categorical variables. And you can also create summary statistics table. There are various designs available. So for example, here we're showing the distribution of various covariables and stratified those distributions by studies and those with an overall statistics. Another design is a design that would allow you to list the value of concentration, for example, at different time point for different individuals and show a summary statistics of those concentration at each time point. And here the data is being stratified by those groups. You can generate EDAs in Explore by going to the Generate menu and selecting one of the EDA types. The EDA type will expand and show a list of available profiles of settings that are available to you. So at this point, I'd like to take a few moments to talk about the general workflow that is applied to generate graphs and tables in Explorer. At this point, I would like to take a few moments to talk about the workflow implemented by Explorer Live to create EDAs. The creation of EDAs in Explorer Live is performed by executing our script. These scripts are created based upon template code, which are combined with various pieces of information, such as the source data ID, settings or collections of settings that we call profiles. And these profiles could be default profiles or custom profile. We'll demonstrate a little bit later how you can create those profiles. Other information included in those templates are information about variable labels and units, variable formats, and also variable categories, so whether they are continuous or categorical. The R scripts are so executed, and they use a various collection of packages, including proprietary code and libraries that are open source. Upon execution, the plots and tables that are created are permanently stored and loaded in the KIWI database along with the R script and the log file. All this information is linked in the database to the original data file and the profile settings. So there is a very strict links and traceability between your data file and all your output tables and graphs. All those graphs are validated, so you can directly use those EDA into your technical reports. Moving back to the Explore module, I will illustrate how you can create custom profiles by selecting the Configure menu and clicking on the EDA profile option. This will open a new interface divided into 4 panels. The upper left panel lists all the EDA categories available in KIWI Explorer. The center region lists all the profiles available for the selected category in the first panel. And the last panel on the upper right corner include a list of buttons corresponding to various sets of settings that you can configure for the selected profile in the center region. So various settings are available for different categories of EDAs. For scatterplot, basic settings are available, such as your selection of X and Y axis variables. We can define stratification strategies. You can define data subsets. All these different features will be described in separate tutorials. The Explore module also allows you to define variable labels and units that will be used in your graphs. You must click on the Configure menu again and select the Variable Labels and Unit option. This opens a pop-up window that shows the library of variable and the associated labels and units. The field in green indicate the variables that were added or default variables that would have been customized in terms of labels and or units. So these labels and units will be used at various places, such as the title of the axis, could be used in the name of the folders or in units, in legends. Units can be also inserted. You can also define variable formats in KIWI Explore. Formats are a way to transform numerical information into more meaningful and descriptive text-based information, and to use that text-based information in your plots and tables. For example, in this box plot, the study variable initially was numerical and contained integers 1, 2, and 3, which were just indices used for modeling. Here, instead of 1, 2, 3, you can see a more meaningful description: phase 1, single dose; phase 1, multiple dose; and phase 2. Formats can be used in in axis, in titles, in legends. Pretty much everywhere the original information would be displayed, the formatted information will be displayed instead of this original numerical data. You can create collections of formats by going to the Configure menu and selecting the Format Collection options. This opens a little pop-up listing all the format collections available in this particular project. You can create one or many format collection and use it in any of your EDA profiles. A format collection is made of various information. The primary information is the format itself that associate a value, a numerical value, or an interval of numerical values to a particular label. And the second piece of information that is contained in a format collection is the association between a variable and that particular format. So format can be reused in for multiple variables. All the plots and tables created in KIWI Explore are permanently stored in the KIWI database, but you can also export any of these plots and tables to your local drive. You can select one or several plots in the center region and go to the Export menu in the toolbar of the center region, and then click on the Select Only option. Alternatively, you can use the Select the EDA in selected folders, and then one of the options available. In this case, we only have plots, so you will only be able to select the plots only. In this case, all the plots contained in the selected folder in the navigation tree will be exported to your local drive. To conclude this introduction of the KIWI Explore Live module, I would like to summarize its main features. First, KIWI Explore provides a permanent storage of all the plots and tables created in its interface. Explore creates report quality output that are validated and that can be directly exported into technical reports or regulatory submissions. KIWI Explore provides an automated organization of all the plots and tables. It provides traceability between plots, tables, and the original data source. All the settings, all the profile settings can be reused within a project and across projects. And finally, the shared functionality and design of KIWI Explore and KIWI Visualize provide a consistency in the design of the output and the visual look of those outputs. So we hope that you will enjoy using KIWI Explore. Thank you very much.